pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's presentation of Night 2 of New Smyrna Speedweek here with Excel Racing from the New Smyrna Speedway. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight. He hasn't been here for about a month or so, it feels like, but lucky to have him back on the mic, the one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome back to the booth, buddy.
Joe, it's great to be back here tonight for some great racing at New Smyrna Speedway. Got a bit of a double header tonight. 2 races, double the fun, double the mayhem, double the action. Should be a fun one tonight here. Got a kind of 2 completely different cars, running the modifieds and running some dirt 55s. So go from no fenders to a whole lot of fenders.
No fenders to a whole lot of fenders, and of course, you know, we're going to run these 2 races. Modifieds up first with a 40-lap feature event, but the modifieds also race later this week. Same setup. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers kind of navigate that and what they can learn tonight in these 40 laps to apply to that final race of the week on Thursday.
Yeah, anything you're learning this week, in these, you know, anything you're learning earlier in the week here is going to be useful later on. The more that we race this track, definitely all the little ins and outs of running this place become more and more prevalent the more laps you're logging away here. But I think everyone's going to be quite well versed in running New Smyrna by the time we get to the broadcast on Thursday. But even right here, everyone kind of has a bit of a vibe about how to set everything up, how to run this place. Ran a couple races yesterday.
One race.
So we're not even on the first night anymore. So a little bit of time for these guys to get acclimated to what they're doing here. A little bit of, I guess, I don't know, practice for this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think these guys are experts at this point. What would you say?
I would say so, Ricky, and I would like to say that you have not missed a beat, buddy. I'm so glad to have you back up here. The booth 11 goes around. That's Michael Rogers in that pink number 11 car, and you saw him. There he is. 6 of Kyle Lawson, your race winner, points leader here tonight. 52 points on the board for driver and car number 6. This Valvoline car once again here tonight, powered by a Ford engine. One of the lonesome Fords, too, all throughout this week. Tonight's got some company with Tate Dorsey making his first start of the week. Then it's familiar faces all around outside of those, outside of Dorsey. Ricky, when we talk about, you know, kind of, when we come here to the Excel, we do these races, obviously these special events, Turkey Derby back in the fall, now Speed Week here from New Smyrna Speedway. There's 2 drivers that always stick out that I think everyone comes to the track knowing that they're going to have to contend with, and it's this. One of them is this 6-car Kyle Lawson.
Lawson's always good here. That is absolutely the case. And New Smyrna is a fun track here, but Lawson seems to really make it miserable for these guys. I can't recall if we've run New Smyrna with these guys before, Joe.
Last year.
You might be able to ring my bell a little bit on that.
Last year.
Was it last year?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is our second year doing this event.
And I didn't want to say it with confidence in case I was totally wrong. But I do recall that we had a similar situation here last year, that Kyle Lawson in that 6-car was just on rails. And I think that Valvoline team's definitely going to replicate that here this week. And tonight, too, on JTN.
Well, we talked with him after the race last night after taking home the checkered flag. And he, we talked with him about sometimes struggling in the first couple nights of these week-long events and kind of getting the best foot forward there to start the week with this 6 team with the victory, right? You get all the points, you get the win. Led the most laps last night as well, but really for Lawson in this 6 team, they're just going to have to look to protect this point slate. A 4-point lead over Brian Zapier in the number 79. Has 5 points back to that 00. Chris Rogers, who just T-boned him for fun here, as I believe practice is winding down, Ricky, and we're going to be going to qualifying in moments. But, again, these drivers, we talk about this event. This is one of those marquee events for all of Excel Racing, and if you want to join and be a part of Excel, you can go to excelracing.net. We got a link down in the video description below. One of these marquee events, everyone wants to win. You at least want to take home 1 checkered flag out of the 6 we have this week. And, drivers like Lawson, like Zapier, like Chris Rogers, they started off the week right, are your top 3 in the points coming in here this evening. Drivers being called to their cars for qualifying. Going to give us a great time to let you learn some more about one of our partners, AutoSim2. So here's a word about that. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in Owner Mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim2. And remember, folks, that's AutoSim2 now available on Steam. Again, AutoSim2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Qualifying results, they're going to start to trickle across the top of your screen there in our ticker. Going to be interesting to see where everyone lines up tonight. Again, 40 laps. It's a short race, Ricky. They had 100 last night. They're going to have a 60 later on tonight. This one of the 2 shortest races of the week. That's going to make you get a little more aggressive, right?
Definitely, and they're going to need to be on the horn here, getting ready to strike. And the other thing, Joe, is that it's not a big field here tonight. But the problem is that, how short tracks are, track position still actually matters. You can't go charging through these guys unless you really got that car set up well. And it's fixed setup here tonight, I believe. So it's sort of a level playing field between these guys, if you will. So you really got to make sure you capitalize on those positions. And you don't have a lot of time to get around this place. Like I said, 40 laps here. They're running about 16 seconds a lap. So do the math yourself, but that's only about like 10 minutes.
It's a quick one. It's a quick one to start the night here, and we're so excited for it. Again, folks, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams here on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. Say hello if you're in chat as well. I already see Magoo in chat saying howdy. Chris Rogers welcoming everyone in before he takes his 00 out there on the track tonight. And Pete Labs out there wishing out all the racers good luck. So welcome in, Pete, and welcome in, Magoo, and everyone tuning in. So again, say hello. We like to give you guys shout outs too as we go through these races, and it's one of those little incentives, right, Ricky? We like to incentivize interaction, and always like talking with folks and answering questions as the races go on. So feel free to ask them whatever they may be, and we'll probably get a chance to answer them here tonight, because we're gonna have another practice after this first race. We'll have some time in there to talk about questions and kind of talk about set up that Dirt 55 Trading Pates Dirt Series race, and have plenty of time tonight to discuss a wide range of things as qualifying comes to its end. Ricky, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe, from tonight's event here at New Smyrna Speedway, starting on pole at a time of 16.221 seconds. It's going to be the sixth machine of Kyle Lawson. Just talked about him earlier. Starting in second spot, outside position in the 00 car at a time of 16.223 seconds. So 2/1000ths of a second separates our first and second spots tonight. It's going to be that 00 machine of Chris Rogers. Tate Dorsey in the 4 car will be starting from the third spot. From fourth position will be the 12 machine of Steve Rogers. Fifth spot will be the 9 car of Michael Berner. We had a discussion about pronouncing this, Joe. We'll see if I butcher it again. Starting in sixth spot is the 79 car of Brian Zapier.
Good job.
Did I do it right?
Yep.
Okay. In that sixth position, seventh spot goes to the 95 car. Will be piloted by William Beecham. From the eighth position will be the 11 car of Mike Rogers, and that will be the last car in the lineup for tonight. 8 cars starting this 40 lap. I don't know if you'd call it a heat, Joe, but it does almost feel like a heat considering how fast it's going to be.
That's a feature.
It'll be a feature,
It's a modified
I guess.
feature.
But and like we said, not a big pack, but you really can't be dawdling around with how few laps there are.
Talked about Tate Dorsey there in that Crumble Cookies Ford. Wasn't here last night, qualified third. And you talked about Lawson running a 16.221 on the sheet, about 0.2 of a second quicker than we were last night. So these laps, they're going to fly by. If you thought the Outlaw late models were quick one night ago, though, these boys are going to be a little bit quicker here this evening. Rogers in that 11, that bright pink. You're not going to be able to miss that 11 car here tonight. Got Evercoat Rage Ultra on the side of that Chevrolet. Beecham there in the 95. Peppers Creek Woodworks machine. Lawson, of course, the Valvoline. Dover Brake on Chris Rogers is 00 modified. MarianaLee.com on Michael Berner's number 9. And then the 12 tonight, sponsored by Quaker State and Bodine Chassis. And not spelled like Todd or Jeff. And there's the 79. Zapier tonight in this race, Schoonover Industries on that 79 with the blue or the teal. That teal or blue, what would you call that? That's a blue, right?
It's teal. That's teal.
Okay. No matter, it looks really good. Everyone just getting a couple laps logged here before we go racing in mere moments. Again, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. We're going to go short track racing with the modifieds here tonight for 40 laps. It's going to be a good one. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't touch that search bar. You know what happens if you touch the search bar, right, Ricky?
But
Your computer just explodes. Like once you tune into JTN, if you touch that search bar, it's over. You gotta wait till the broadcast is over. Ricky, you got anything to say to the fans at home? Oh, contact there with the 9 and 79. Car's going to get lined up on the grid. We're going to go racing here with the Stars Modified in mere moments. Lined up, waiting the command. Packed stands here once again tonight. It's going to be a good show for all these fans and you folks at home. We are so honored and privileged to be here for Speedweeks with Excel Racing. Fans getting a little restless up there in the stands, Ricky.
I get a little restless, but I think they're ready to go racing, Joe.
Drivers, start your engines!
As you hear the command of these 8 race cars get fired up here on the grid, we get ready to roll off. Go racing here from New Smyrna Speedway. It'll be last night's winner, Kyle Lawson, on the pole in the number 6 Valvoline Ford at a time of 16.221 seconds. Chris Rogers, not for a lack of trying, to the outside after posting a time of 16.223. Ricky talked about that 2/1000th of a second separating our top 2 qualifiers. Newcomer Tate Dorsey there in 3rd in the number 4. Steve Rogers in the 12. Michael Berner, Brian Zapier, William Beecham, and Mike Rogers, your field of 8 here for the Stars Modified race tonight. 40 laps. It's a quick one. Green flag. We're underway here from New Smyrna. Chris Rogers holding tough on the outside, and that 00 clears Kyle Lawson heading down into turn 3. Ricky, I did not expect him to be able to take the lead there on the outside, although last night we saw him make good time and good work of that outer lane.
Chris Rogers doing a great job of powering on by Lawson here. Gets a good power down the back straightaway. Gonna hang on to this lead. Kyle Lawson gonna have to try and track him down as they all start to filter out. A little further back, Joe. Looks like the 79 of Zapier and the 9 of Burner were having a little bit of a battle. Settled out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a battle. Zapier, of course, finished 2nd last night, looking to carry some momentum. Michael Berner was the pole sitter last night and had the race go all haywire on him in the late stages after a couple late incidents that were not his fault that he got collected up into. Ended up finishing all the way down on the bottom of the scoring pylon, looking to remedy that here tonight with 2 good finishes in our 2 feature events. And Beecham a little loose there off of turn number 4. Might have been some contact with the 79 of Zapier or the 11 of Mike Rogers, but they get things sorted out. We go back up front. Kyle Lawson starting to close the gap a little bit to Chris Rogers. Caution's out for the first time tonight. Zapier around on the backstretch. Looks like he just clips the apron there, gets loose. 95 of Beecham just runs into him. Is that our first caution of the night, Ricky?
First caution of the night here, Joe. Everyone going to be coming down pit road except for Chris Rogers and Tate Dorsey. So the question is going to be, how does this pan out for these guys up front here? Only 8 laps, so not a lot of time around there, but
Putting down a pretty quick pace, though, to start this race tonight. Talked about it, Dorsey also staying out, so he'll look to restart in 2nd here. So Chris Rogers is going to have control here for the restart coming to lap 10. Remember, get modified restarts here when the lights go out on the pace car. It'll be 2 to go. The field will get the green flag from the flagman. They don't care about him, though. They'll go back green the next time by to get doubled up since we're still outside that 10 laps to go. Is that a Saturn as the pace car, or is it a Pontiac?
It's a Chevy Monte Carlo for me.
Oh. Maybe it is. I mean, it looks like a Monte Carlo, but it doesn't look like it's got a Chevy badge on it. It looks like it's got a Saturn badge on it. You remember Saturn?
Oh, yes, I do.
Did you have a Saturn?
We did, actually. Very briefly. One of those, like, second-hand, like, someone gives you a car for free kind of things.
Yeah, they weren't the best, were they?
They're pretty good.
Okay. Pace car lights are out, 2 to go. Before we go back, green flag racing. So Chris Rogers and Tate Dorsey, no tires on either of those cars, so they're going to keep the Hoosiers they started with on all 4 corners of their racing vehicles. Lawson there in 3rd. Steve Rogers, Michael Berner, Mike Rogers, William Beecham, and Brian Zapier. So field will get doubled up. We'll go back green next time by at the line. Chris Rogers with control for this restart. He'll start there on the bottom, take Dorsey to his outside. Big moment for Dorsey in his first race of the week. Gonna look to try to keep some momentum here early on. Needs a good finish. Has a Nebraska football helmet on the front of that race car. It makes me a little worried because they don't always finish the best, but we'll see as we come around turns 3 and 4. Chris Rogers with control. Fans are on their feet once again. Back down and away we go. Green flag.
Chris Rogers gets a great restart there. Lawson trying to follow him through. Tate Dorsey gets caught up on that high line, though. All these guys freight training him on the bottom.
Old tires are really loose. You saw that 4 really struggle there through turns 1 and 2. Got loose on corner exit. Also saw the 00 get loose through the center of the corner. Dorsey not able to get down to the bottom that time through turns 1 and 2. William Beecham now to the inside of the 95. This is the battle for the 5th position here from New Smyrna Speedway. Stars modified Tour 40 lap feature tonight. It's now Mike Rogers in the 11 to the inside of the 4, and Tate Dorsey. And we talked about it, that 4 car, he was up front, needs some points here tonight after not running one night ago, and he just lost all his track position in what, 2 laps.
All of it.
Lawson now all over the back. Nerf bar of Chris Rogers in the 00 down into turn 3.
Kyle Lawson right there with Chris Rogers, not getting him out of the way yet, though.
That 00 is starting to get loose. Can you see it too? Or am I crazy?
Starting to get a little bit loose.
Car doesn't have the same bite that it did on that first run. Saw Chris in this car last night kind of doing the same thing, right? So I'm sticking that right rear wheel out a little bit. Gets loose that time off the corner. That allows Lawson to get to the inside down into 1. They're going to be side by side battling for the lead through 1 and 2 this time by. Kyle Lawson trying to regain the lead that he lost on the initial start of this race. Lawson down to the bottom. He's clear of Chris in the 00. Chris Rogers trying to cut back to the inside. Thought he would have a run. Not enough. Lawson retakes the lead. halfway through in our 40-lap Stars Modified Tour race here tonight. Kyle Lawson is your new race leader. Chris Rogers sits there in second, and Michael Berner, after starting back in the 5th position, is rallied up onto the podium there in 3rd after a disastrous end to last night's Outlaw late model race for the 9 team. They're looking to put together a strong showing here in our first race of the night. Caution out for the second time, Zapier around here.
Yeah, Zapier.
And another one looks like going around in front of him, too. Like 95 of Beecham. Goes around first. Then Zapier goes around underneath Tate Dorsey. So a couple spins there. Like we'll probably... And 95 just going around. 79. As we've lost our cameras, that is wonderful.
Wham.
But hey, we're under caution and we got a replay of the incident, so that's better than normal. But stick around. Ricky's going to take you radio style, but not a lot's going on, so we're not going to make him do that just yet. But folks, remember, we're live the next 2 nights here from New Smyrna Speedway with Excel Racing. Tomorrow night, we got street stocks and late models. Of course, Richie Evans Memorial on Thursday, 100-lap event to close out the week here from New Smyrna Speedway with the modified. It's going to be a fun one for sure. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified when we go live so you don't miss a second of the action here from New Smyrna Speedway this week. Ricky, I've got this camera crash thing down. Let me tell you.
Hey, got plenty of time here.
So wait for timing and scoring to figure it out. You can see Brian Zapier currently, that last time by on the ticker, marked 50 laps down in a 40-lap race. So that's not correct, as you could probably assume. But Zapier is currently scored as your leader in the 79. Chris Rogers there in second. Some pit stops under this set of cautions. Under this caution. What happened while we were away, Ricky?
Nothing. We're just pacing around.
There were pit stops, Ricky.
Oh.
Who pit? Who took what?
Well, Zapier stayed out, but I think it's because he's got to get under the line, isn't he?
No. Caution lights are out. We'll go back green flag racing in 2 laps time. And a reminder, we got all kinds of great racing action coming up later on this week. Excel Racing Speedweeks nights 3 and 4 tomorrow and Thursday nights. Then it's the TMP Super Cup Series from Myrtle Beach Speedway on Monday, February 13th. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. You're home for all the best NR 2003 leagues. They all race with us here on JTN. Had ourselves on the back, you know. Had them on the back, too. So go back green next time by, closing in on 10 laps to go here from New Smyrna Speedway. And Zapier with control. Chris Rogers to the outside. Michael Berner there in third. Steve Rogers, Kyle Lawson, your top 5. And it's Tate Dorsey in the number 4. 11 of Mike Rogers and William Beecham in the 95, rounding out your field of 8. Welcome back, Kaboom. Field makes their way back to the start-finish line. Zapier with control. Green flag. We're back on our way here from New Smyrna. Already Chris Rogers. Oh, we got contact. The 79's around. Contact from the number 9 of Michael Berner sends Brian Zapier into the wall. Big crash here at the front of the field. Chris Rogers coming back to the line. Going to get some contact from Steve in the 12. Oh, we got our third caution of the night here in our Stars Modified Tour race. Saw it live. Here's the replay. 79 just a little slow on the restart. Would like to probably see some patience from Berner in the 9 there. Although, Ricky, I mean, you're coming down to the end of this one. Under 10 laps to go when we go back green, too. Not a lot of time to be waiting if you're the 9.
Not a lot of time, indeed. And, man, we're already with it. It really did go by pretty quick, didn't it?
It did. Tate Dorsey going to get some damage in that one. Collected a contact with the 79. Chris Rogers, he's diving down there. He's making you think that he's going to come to pit lane. But, Ricky, I don't think he's going to pit from the lead here.
I don't think so. At this point, do you really?
No. I think he was just playing a silly little fun game. You ever play a silly little fun game?
So a little fun game in what way?
I don't know. Just asking. It was a question.
I like fun games. They're silly.
What's your favorite game?
This.
This isn't a game. This is my life, Ricky. All right, well, working our third caution of the night here. New Smyrna Speedway, Chris Rogers with the lead here. Pace car light should be going out. We'll go back green flag racing next time by single file restart to help preserve the number of laps we have left. Chris Rogers, Steve Rogers, Kyle Lawson, William Beecham, your top 4, top 5. Is rounded out by the 11 of Mike Rogers, Tate Dorsey, Brian Zapier, and Michael Berner. That's how we line up for the restart. If you're the 00, you're just looking to get a clean restart, right? Try to get away from this 12 and just run for these next 6 laps. Stars pace car will make the turn down to the flat and go down the pit lane. Chris Rogers with control in the 00. And back away we go. Great flag. We're back underway. 6 laps to go here from New Smyrna.
6 laps to go. Chris Rogers just trying to hang on to their lead here. Steve Rogers getting to the inside of Lawson. Lawson gets a little bit sideways there coming off the turn. Going to be side by side with the 12. Throws in deep to turn 3 to hang on to that second place spot. Going to set his sights on the 00, Chris Rogers.
Kyle Lawson with a big move to take second place away from Steve Rogers on the outside. That 6 car is a humming right now. He's looking for any way to get around this 00. Going to be a duel here to the finish between our Night 1 winner and our Night 1 third place finisher. Chris Rogers in the 00, Lawson in the 6. Just 3 laps to go here from New Smyrna Speedway. 6 car all over the back bumper.
Here, Joe. 6 of Lawson's right on the back bumper of the 00.
He's trying everything to try to get a run down these straightaways here. Not a lot of time left. Just about 1.5 miles to go. Can Kyle Lawson find a way around Chris Rogers to take a second win of the week? 2 to go at the line. Through turns 3 and 4 we go. Lawson trying to get the outside to work. Going to have a run here down the front straightaway. White flag in the air. Final lap from New Smyrna in the Stars Modified Tour race here on Tuesday night. Lawson all over the rear Nerf bar. Down the back straightaway. Going to be one last opportunity for the 6 to make a charge through turns 3 and 4. It'll be Chris Rogers in the 00 taking home the checkered flag here at our first race of the night. An exciting duel, Ricky, to conclude our first race, but Chris Rogers takes home the checkered flag in the 00. Kyle Lawson there in second. We'll talk with both of them, as well as Steve Rogers in the 12, our podium here in this race. And then get you set for the Dirt 55 races. Rogers brings it around. He gets to burn it down for the fans here in our first feature of the night. I think he's having fun out there, Ricky.
I think he's having fun, Joe.
So move on to our post-race results. Get those on your screens in mere moments. Also get a chance to talk with our top 3 finishers here from New Smyrna Speedway. Make sure you stick around. We're not going anywhere. We're going to talk with those podium finishers. We're also then going to get you set up for our second race of the night. So it's a double feature tonight, Ricky. I mean, you get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that, you get a little bit of everything. What do you have to say to the fans at home, Ricky?
I thought it was pretty fun.
I can tell. So while we get these results for you, let's get a word from our partner, AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. So, race 1 results. Your screens in moments. Let's go ahead and dial up our first race winner of the night. He's the driver of the 00 here. Chris Rogers. Chris, you got a copy?
Hey, I got you guys.
All right. You won the first one. I mean, after last night, I know, it felt like it was a little bit of disappointment with the podium finish. Can't be too disappointed with a checkered flag to start off night number 2, though.
No, not at all. It's definitely a good rebound from last night, and any night you can hold off Kyle Lawson, it's a very good night and a very good race.
So we saw there early on the race, caution comes out. You'd elect to stay out. Then it felt like the tires might have been a little troubling. Then late in the race, that 6 of Lawson again made another hard charge. how adverse were the effects of tire wear in this race, maybe compared to last night for the folks at home?
The tires, they definitely seem to fall off a lot faster in the modified than the late model last time. I don't know if they were softer compound or what, but I mean, that first pit stop, we only had 6 laps on the tires. I elected to stay out, and a lot of the guys went in. They took either 2 or 4 tires. I don't know what Kyle did that first stop, but he just completely ate my lunch and started to walk away from me. So when the next caution came out, my tires weren't too bad, so I decided to roll the dice and only put 2 on. I was kind of surprised that Kyle put 4 on. And ultimately, the 2-tire stop is what won us the race.
Well, 2-tire stop helps you get the checkered flag tonight in our first race of the evening. Chris, again, congratulations on the win. But before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. Got a lot of great partners on this 00. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Thank you very much. I got to thank my sponsors, Dover Brake and Clutch, Ritterman Chevrolet, Kendall GT1 Motor Oil. Got to thank you guys over at JTN. It's good, nice to have Ricky up in the booth for tonight. Good to see you back. Appreciate everything that you do. I got to thank Andrew over Track Connection and Streamline Graphics for all the graphic work and cars and tracks that he's done for us over the years. I appreciate all of everything he's done for us. I want to give a special shout out. Today is Michael Berner's birthday, so happy birthday, Mikey. And we're going to run back down on the pit road and see if we can't get this the 57 Chevy right back here in Victory Lane.
Well, we're looking forward to the second race tonight. Chris, again, congratulations on the win. Good luck in our second feature of the night.
Thank you, guys.
Chris Rogers, driving the 00, your Stars Modified Tour race winner here in race number 1. Let's go ahead and bring in, he's your second place finisher in our first race of the evening, Kyle Lawson. Kyle, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Obviously, you start off the week last night. You started off right with a win. Now you get a second place finish. We saw, though, the end of that race, you were hounding Chris in that 00. What more do you think you needed there at the end? Was it just a matter of not enough laps left, or was there anything you felt you could have done different?
Yeah, we could have changed up our pitch strategy a little bit on that last one, but that's a live and learn situation. Using this more as a test for the 100 lapper later this week, and we'll go from there. I like the longer races. The 40 lap dashes are fun, but they're a little more hectic.
You like it when you get to kind of, manage the tires a little bit more, maybe? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, sit back, kind of relax, let it fold out a little bit better. That way guys aren't all over each other, and then you can pick them off one by one.
Obviously, we're going to be going into the second race tonight. You're going to come out of this race still most likely with the points lead. Still haven't seen the breakdown of what that's going to look like, but when you look at this second race tonight, obviously a little bit longer, so a little more in your wheelhouse. What are kind of your insights after race number 1? Are you thinking things are going to stay the same, or are we going to see something completely different here in race 2?
I think you're going to see something completely different here with the 55 mod and all of them. It's we haven't ran them a lot on asphalt, so it's going to be I think it's going to be a whole different shootout kind of thing. So it should be interesting.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Kyle, again, congratulations on the second place run. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity, as always. You're the pro at it. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yep. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank Track Connections for everything they do, and the Rogers family for everything they do to keep us up and running.
Again, Kyle, thank you so much for your time after this one. Good luck in our second race of the night.
Thank you. See you guys.
Kyle Lawson, driver the number 6. Your second place finisher in race number 1. Let's go ahead and bring in the last driver of our podium. He's the driver of the number 12, Steve Rogers. Steve, you got a copy?
I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I think you're doing pretty good, though. Third place run here in our first race of the night. How's that feel after? I know last night wasn't a bad race by any means, but obviously wanted to finish up on the podium. First podium of the week. How's that feel?
It's great. I normally don't run that good here, and the car isn't really that good, but I kind of looked into it tonight.
Obviously, we saw a hectic race here, right? I think we ended up having 4 cautions in this one. When a short race like that, you get all these cautions, you get the field back bunched up together. How hard is it to kind of reset behind the wheel? Obviously, last night we saw some long green flag runs, and then the end got a little sticky. Tonight, it was tricky throughout, right? How does that up and down with cautions, pace laps, then a little bit of a green flag run, how do you manage that up and down behind the wheel?
I want to say it kind of hurt me tonight. The first restart, I lost third gear. And then that last caution where we came in and pitted, I was coming out of the pits and lost second gear.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, it wound up paying in my favor, though. Like I said, I got really lucky here tonight. I never thought I'd be talking to you guys.
Well, Steve, we're glad to be talking with you. What's the outlook look like for you in this 12 team here in our second race of the night?
Well, hopefully we'll have the same results. I'm not, too optimistic. Like I said, I don't run that well here, but we're going to give it a shot.
Well, going to give it a shot again, Steve. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yep. I'd like to thank you, Joe, Ricky, Weaver, Bristol, for putting on a great show tonight.
Looks like we lost Steve's mic there for a second. Still got nothing. Oh. Back? Nope.
My son Chris for giving us a place to race here at XL. I'd like to thank Dano Skins. This was one of his cars he painted for me years ago. I only took one win with this car at Spencer, and it was great to, show it off tonight and put it on the podium. I'd like to thank Andrew Hertz at Track Connections and Streamline Graphics for all he does for us. And I'd like to give a shout out to Kenny Shipley. And I found out last night that his grandson was watching. It'd be great if he would come back and race with us. We miss them all. And that's about it.
Well, Steve, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, and good luck in our second race.
Thank you, sir. And we'll hopefully see you later.
Heck yeah. Steve Rogers driving the number 12, your third place finisher in the Stars Modified Tour race here tonight. Well, Ricky, that's our interviews, and this is usually where I'd ask you to wrap up the night, but we still got one more race on the docket. What are you looking forward to here in race number 2?
Well, Joe, it's going to be a little bit longer than the last one, so we're going to be kind of, I would think second verse, same as the first here, but there is a little bit of a wrench being thrown into the works here. Different physics for this. I believe these are GNS and the other ones were CTS. I might have them backwards.
I think they're both GNS.
Are they both GNS?
They might be.
But I will think that one is definitely going to give that last one. You saw how quick it's going to blast by. 60 laps for this one, 20 more laps. But you saw how quick 20 laps goes, so it's not going to be a huge difference.
So cars rolling off here in our opening practice for our Dirt 55 race. You're going to see a couple of them out there on track. There's Lawson in that number 6. Ricky, look at all that air they're getting to their radiators. Isn't that nice?
That is pretty nice. We need more exposed radiators. Cool looking.
Remember, folks, you can follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We post different race highlights, Fake Racers podcast highlights, and much, much more. Again, that's all available on our social media. It's also available in the form of YouTube Shorts here on YouTube.com. Again, everything available as part of our JTN network, you know? Our JoeTowNetwork network. What would you call that, Ricky? You're a big networking guy. When you have a network, and then you're networking throughout the network, what would that be? Is that just network squared?
Yeah, network cubed.
Well, that wouldn't be cubed. Would it?
I'm not sure.
79 Zapier around there, off turn number 3. You heard it. Driver's a little concerned. First time running these cars on the asphalt. You already see, I mean, these cars look locked in tonight, don't they?
These cars are definitely locked in tonight, and Kyle Lawson already starting to put up some times again, looking pretty strong out there.
I think he's looking pretty stout here for race number 2.
Yeah, I think he's looking pretty stout.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to take a moment up here in the booth, but let's go ahead and go on board with our visor cam with Chris Rogers in the 00. You get a good look at this racetrack and what these drivers are going to be looking at here tonight. Never mind, looks like Chris is coming to pit road. Let's well, this is what pit road looks like, folks. This is what driving down pit road's like. Let's go ahead and go on board with Steve Rogers here in the 12. And you saw there on board with the 12. And the intricacies are running around here. These cars, Ricky, they're not taking like a huge, like it's not a big difference in line, but you can see they're a little bit further up the track. Not as, doesn't seem like they're as able to wrap that yellow line around the bottom of the banking. As I say that, Kyle Lawson is doing a fantastic job of doing it, so I could just be crazy.
I mean, right when you said that, you started wrapping around.
I think I'm just crazy. Here's Chris Rogers in the 00. Gonna look to sweep the night. What do you think? Like, I mean, you know, to win one race, I haven't been that lucky to win like one race most nights, but to win 2 in a night, it's got to be a good feather in your cap, right? Yeah, Joe, that's got to be a great feather in your cap.
Yeah, Joe, that's got to be a great feather in your cap.
Thanks,
I was trying to
Ricky.
think of how to answer that. I was like,
We are on it tonight.
We are definitely on it. I am. I got 2 brain cells fighting for
all the
real
talking
estate.
power. Ricky, we're here in practice, and we gave the fans at home an idea that we might talk about some fun stuff. What'd you think of the Clash at the Coliseum this last weekend?
I thought it was a hoot.
Yeah?
I had a lot of fun. A little wreck heavy on the second half, but the first half was pretty good. I mean, the racing was solid, so I don't really think. I thought it was pretty fun.
Would you like to see a points race there in the Coliseum?
You said you weren't. Can I ask me that?
Yep, well, I did. Gotta keep you on your toes.
Well, I'm not
Not opposed to it?
I'm not, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not enthused about the idea of having a points race that not everyone is racing in. Does that make sense? Just because it would be, because obviously you can only have like 27 cars on track, so you'd have to do heats, which would be fun, but
You could put 40 out there.
you couldn't.
Yeah, you could. Ricky, where there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a still.
Wouldn't that be exciting? 40 cars at a quarter-mile track.
That would be pretty fun.
I'd pay to see that. This is where if I was really good at my job, I'd be like, but guess what, folks? You don't have to pay to see it because we're going to have it live here on JTN, but we won't, so. We do have live here on JTN, though, throughout the rest of the week. More short-track racing action here from the new Smyrna Speedway with Excel Racing. Remember, if you want to get in on the action, excelracing.net to find out more. You can contact Chris Rogers and his team. Get signed up to race here at Excel. Night 3 tomorrow night with the Stars, late models, and street stocks. And then Thursday nights, Richie having this Memorial 100. We'll be back with the TMP Super Cup Series. Added date from Myrtle Beach Speedway on February the 13th. Coverage on that one begins 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And all those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. We got a good month of racing here in February, Ricky. We're going to be busy.
We are going to have a good month of racing here indeed, Joe. Have a fun old time.
Got Open Speedways Daytona 500 on Saturday the 18th, I believe. Day before the the NASCAR Daytona 500. We're going to have USORL that night from Talladega. Gonna be back with Fast from Daytona to open up their season. That Sunday we'll be with Hobo for their season opener. With TMP from Auto Club that Monday following the Fast race. We'll have Wednesday off so that I'll get a break, at least for a night. And then we'll be back Thursday with Bomb Squad's second race of the year from Auto Club. So, a lot of great racing there in the next week or so. So you want to make sure you're subscribed. Click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. As always, it's much appreciated when you're tuning in here to JTN. Again, be a friend, tell a friend, share our streams. Doing so helps us grow this community, grow this YouTube channel. And as we do that, gives our drivers in all of our leagues that we partner with a larger and larger stage to race on, get their names out there, and to continue to grow this wonderful game that's survived 20 years somehow, Ricky. Despite everything that could have killed it off at one point or another, it continues to have great life in the NR 2000. There's great life in the NR 2003 community.
Still some great life there indeed, and nothing's come to dethrone it just yet.
Motorsports Games isn't going to do it, so who else would?
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
At least till a little bit. Or a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Or a marginal bit. Or a most bit. Joe, I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can tell. Qualifying time, Ricky?
Qualifying time indeed, 2 minutes for these guys to set up their lap, and we'll see what happens. Chris Rogers actually a little faster than Lawson in practice, almost by the same margin that Lawson beat him for pole. So it'll be funny to see what the flip around looks like here if Rogers can find a way to just barely out squeak by Lawson.
Not a lot of experience with these cars on the asphalt tonight. Again, we're going to be going for 60 laps, so at least enough time. If you make a mistake early, you can probably rebound from it. Going to be hard. It's a shorter field. Again, only 8 drivers. But, Ricky, the big thing we saw in that first race is the cautions. They bred more cautions, and then once you got down to the end of it, we got back green, and it wasn't enough time for the 6 to try to make a move on the 00.
Was not enough time indeed. But we'll see how this one works out, because now that everyone knows how tight that's going to be, how tight this whole thing's going to be, those little bits of time gains are going to mean everything. So I think Chris Rogers is really going to want to get this pole here if he can do it.
All right, folks, we got JTN logo merch available on the JTN merch store. If you have the means to help support us in that way, it's always much appreciated. Again, JTN logo merch now available on the JTN merch store. Qualifying coming to an end here in moments. Lawson with the provisional pole once again in our second race. And Ricky actually got fourth 1000s that time.
Yep, just a little bit further. So
He doubled the
couldn't
gap.
do it. Rogers couldn't do it that one. But on the bright side, again, going to be on the front row. So not a bad area for him to be starting out at.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Car's getting out here for happy hour. Ricky, take us through the starting lineup for a second race of the night.
With pleasure, Joe. Starting tonight's race on the pole, well, second of tonight's races on pole at a time of 16.188 seconds is going to be once again Kyle Lawson in the 6 machine. Joining him on front row, spot number 2, again, is going to be the 00 car of Chris Rogers. From third spot, it's going to be the 95 car piloted by William Beecham. In fourth position, the 9 car of Michael Berner will be taking up that position. And rounding out the top 5 will be the 12 car of Steve Rogers. Tate Dorsey in the 4 will be starting 6th. In the 7th spot will be the 11 car of Mike Rogers. And rounding out the field in spot number 8 and car number 79 is going to be Brian Zapier. I almost accidentally called him Brandon.
That's okay. I mean, Joel McHale called Kevin Harvick Kyle, so it's all good.
Kyle Harvick.
And he definitely probably got paid more for that than he should have, so. You know. There's Lawson in the number 6, our pole sitter. Ford Power doing good this week so far. 2 poles here tonight, so he sweeps the poles. He always likes sitting up atop that pylon. Welcome in, Derek. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Hope you're having a good one. Missed our first race of the night where Chris Rogers took home the first checkered flag. Eric written on Tate Dorsey in the number 4. Look like any Nebraska paraphernalia on this 4 car, so maybe some better luck coming. Ricky, you don't get into the college football thing, do you?
I don't really, in the sense that I don't get into a lot of football in general.
Yeah. Went up to UMass, right? One of the satellites?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know if I was allowed to give out that information, so I didn't want to say exactly which one. You know?
Eh.
If folks at home didn't know, I go to the University of Michigan. I haven't said that enough times. I think I mentioned it, though, before, right?
Maybe?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Oh, were you having fun?
Yes, Ricky, I'm having fun. Getting ready to go racing here in a couple minutes. Double Zero hasn't been able to find a way around the 12 here in Happy Hour. Don't know if that's by design, if he's just having fun back there. Gonna make a big dive now that I said something. Why is it that whenever I say something, Ricky, they do the opposite of what I say? Why?
Because, Joe, it's the old jinxeroni.
That's not a jinx, though. How is that a jinx?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Do we need JTN Jinx t-shirts?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. I always take a fabric marker and write Jinx on one of our JTN logo merch options available on our merch store. You see them there on the left. Got that link down in the video description below. Super comfortable merch. Super comfortable. Ricky, not just comfortable, super comfortable.
Super comfortable?
Super.
Super comfortable.
Super. Just like the superb owl is coming up, you know?
Superb owl.
Yep. Don't have the rights to say the actual name.
Or you could have a super bowel. Don't have a super bowel.
Are your bowels super?
No.
You don't want to do that?
No. There's nothing about my bowels as super. Getting ready to come rolling here.
That is Chevy
Let's start
Astro
to grid
fan
up.
out there pacing the field. You know what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Cars getting lined up. We await the command to get engines fired here for a second feature of the night. Derek endorsing the merch in chat. Thank you, Derek.
Start your engines.
Kyle Lawson going to lead us to green for the second time tonight in the number 6. Chris Rogers, who's outside the 00. William Beecham and Michael Berner make up row number 2. Then Steve Rogers and Tate Dorsey. Mike Rogers and Brian Zapier, your field of 8 for our second feature event of the night. Kyle Lawson with control in that number 6 valve lane forward. As we get ready to go for 60 laps here. Green flag, we're underway from New Smyrna Beach.
Turn number 1, Kyle Lawson trying to stay ahead of the 00 of Rogers. Rogers up top. Chris Rogers, that is, in that 00 car. Hanging tough here, coming through 3 and 4. Neither car can get an edge here. Looks like the 6 is going to lead this lap, though.
Chris trying to make second start the same as the verse, or as the first, looking for the same verse. Lawson, though, has the remedy. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Chris Rogers now sits there in second, and don't look now. Here comes Michael Berner in the 9 as the 11 of Mike Rogers is down on pit lane. I do not know how he didn't just skewer himself on the pit wall, Ricky.
That's, at least he didn't.
Well, yeah. That was a drive and a half. Tate Dorsey trying to get around William Beecham in the number 95. Ford car looking a little loosey-goosey on corner exit right now. You can tell driver pushing the limits of that Ford.
Pushing the limits of that Ford, indeed.
It's down there on the apron a little bit. It's okay to hit it just a little bit there on exit of 4. You don't want to make a living down there though, Ricky.
You want to make a living down there?
No, I don't think so. It's kind of dangerous to be down there, honestly. That's usually where we see the incidents.
Kyle Lawson still leading here. Lap 7 of 60 of tonight's event. 1/10 of the way into this race. 1/10? It's 1/10. Yeah, it's 1/10.
Yep. You got it. Good job.
I didn't do math.
I hope so. Race Rogers still hounding Kyle Lawson there. Lawson with the lead. Both drivers, everyone really doing a good job managing the tires right now. You don't want to run too hard. Not seeing a lot of guys skating around these corners just yet.
Oh, we got caution out here on track, Joe. Looks like the 4 machine of Tate Dorsey having some issue up in turn number 4. Looks like the car actually doesn't really get all the way around it. Just kind of kicks sideways a little bit.
Kicks sideways, but gets stopped there on the racetrack. That's going to bring out our first caution of the night. F4 car, though, no worse for wear. Kyle Lawson leads the field down the pit lane. Everyone going to come get 4 fresh Hoosiers. And Tate has not activated his inner Hirschman just yet tonight. Car stayed out. Like Rogers, he's a lap down.
Lawson wins the race off a pit road here, so 00 still chasing him around this joint.
And Zapier in the 79 also staying out. Zapier is trying to... doesn't pit this time, so might be looking to get that lap lead, get the bonus point for that overall championship here this week. And that's kind of the interesting part of this week, right? Got an overall championship also being decided outside of these nights with these multiple races, and every point really going to matter here with the smaller fields, right, Ricky? You gotta try to scratch and claw to try to get each and every point, and we're seeing Zapier right now in the 79. That's why he's staying out here under caution to lead that lap. We'll see if he stays out for the restart.
He stays out for the restart, indeed. Just pacing around here, waiting on the green.
Waiting all day to go back green. Is any fun billboards here that you like? I know you're a big Goodyear tire guy.
Are
Are you not a big Goodyear tire guy?
No. I just don't know. I can't see the billboards.
No, maybe you just look across the speedway from our booth up here.
Let's see. I like the one that says when they call you, the call is free.
Oh yeah, that Nextel, big Nextel guy.
Yeah, a big Nextel guy. Mark Martin. Did it say Realty? What? What did that say? That didn't say Mark Martin Realty. What did that say? Hang on.
See, folks, this is how you
No, that does say what?
this is how you keep a child entertained.
Was he? It's not the Mark Martin. Of course it is. Couldn't be. All right, coming to green here. Brandon Zapier leading them back, and they are not going just yet, Joe.
Brian Zapier.
Did I do it right, or did I do it wrong?
You said the last name right, but you called him Brendan instead of Brian.
Dang it. Well, I guess I could say damn it. Okay, well, I don't know why I censored myself so hard about that.
I appreciate Bristol appreciated the censoring, so, you know, and then
I had a whoopsie once, and now I'm all paranoid about it, but...
Ricky said a very bad word on stream for all the little kids out there. That
Brian Zapier.
When you hear your parents say it, you probably shouldn't say it.
Gonna be leading him back to the 79 car. Interesting piece of strategy here by Zapier, though. We'll see if it pans out for him. Coming back, waiting on that green flag to be up in the air. Flagman's got it in his hand. Coming across the line here. We are back under green at New Smyrna Speedway.
Zapier with a good restart there on the bottom. Lawson, though, with the fresh tires. Everyone behind the 79 with fresh tires. 79 gonna get loose off the corner. He saves it. Chris Rogers now ducks to the outside, trying to get around Zapier in the 79. Zapier washes up the track a little bit there through 3 and 4. Everyone gets through nice and clean. Here comes Michael Berner in the number 9 now looking to the outside of the 79. Zapier up the track a little bit. Mike Rogers had to go back down the pit lane. He loses some time. Here comes Berner now looking to the inside of the 79. Defensive line from Zapier that time into turn number 3 and 4. Ricky, and the 95's around here off of turn 4.
Around.
Second caution of the night.
Ooh, a little bit of a warp there, I think, Joe.
I think so too, Ricky.
Up to the 4, Tate Dorsey.
And we lost the cameras again. Woohoo! What happened there, Ricky? We also lost our communication. We lost everything there, folks. Ricky's going to tell us what happened here. Professionalism at its finest. Ricky, what happened there?
Well, Joe, you went into the ether.
Yep.
But looks like what happened was the 95 car. Sorry, 95 car and the 4 of Tate Dorsey were racing side by side, and I don't actually think they made contact. At least on my view, it didn't look like they made contact. It looked like a little bit of a connection thing. The 4 and 95 getting together, and that sent Beecham up into the outside wall, but not too hard. I think that car is all set and will be able to fight another day.
And that initial look didn't look like there was contact there. Heard some of the drivers and talk about this for the fans at home that maybe are new. Maybe this is their first time watching an NR 2003 online race. Heard drivers talking about hitboxes being weird on these cars. What is that? What does that mean? And how did that kind of play a role there in that incident?
Hitbox is the box that you hit, Joe. But hitbox is basically just the actual area that the car registers contact as, and it's usually set up for the shape of the size of the car. Sometimes mods are a little bit, depending on how old the mod is and how they did it, sometimes it's a little bit inaccurate in the sense that it might be a little bit beyond where the bumpers are or a little bit too far into where the bumpers are. In the case of the former, which would be what could have happened there, is that basically you make contact with someone before you see the bumper actually make contact with the vehicle. So that's kind of how that works. And sometimes you have cars, you have a setup like that, and all of a sudden everyone's kind of scrambling to kind of relearn that, because now they got to think about the fact that there is a hitbox that isn't totally right, and they might need to tweak it a little bit. And sometimes you just forget. It's really hard to unlearn that, like visually, like I'm here, they're there, I'm not touching them yet, even though you're technically touching them. So, does that answer your question, Joe?
I think it does. That was more in depth than I thought you'd get. Honestly, I appreciate it.
Do you want me to do a little song and dance? I can like do a little show tune.
Oh, do you got a show tune?
No.
Oh, well,
I mean,
you
I
just
could
said you
write
did.
one.
So I kind of feel like you lied to me there.
I could lie to you.
You already have, Ricky. You already have.
Joe, do you know they're putting a points race at
They are not. That's
LA
not.
Coliseum?
That is not true. That has not been determined or decided yet.
Joe, do you know that you won the Irish lottery?
What does that mean?
It's an old email scam.
Oh, okay, cool. Do I just send my social security number to the email?
Yeah, and they'll get back to you.
Okay, cool. And they'll transfer it to my bank account.
Yep.
Do they need my like routing number and stuff too?
Yes. Yes, they will.
Getting ready for the restart. Kyle Lawson with control in the number 6. Ryan Zapier to the outside. That's Michael Berner and Steve Rogers there in row 2. Chris Rogers and William Beecham and Mike Rogers in the number 11. Tate Dorsey has retired from this race. Get ready to go back. Green flag racing here. Green flag. We're back underway.
Back underway, Kyle Lawson gets a great restart here. The 9-car Burner following him right through there. With this 9-car up to that second spot. First time tonight that we've seen someone else make a charge at the second place position, and that isn't Chris Rogers, but Rogers not taking that sitting down, starting to already breathe down the neck of this 9 machine.
Breathing down the neck of Michael Berner in the number 9. Berner holding off that 00 for now. Saw this battle last night here with the Outlaw late models. Seeing it again tonight with the Dirt 55s. Chris Rogers there in 3rd. Michael Berner in 2nd. Field is all single file, so we'll keep our eyes on this battle for 2nd.
Now for 2nd, Rogers right in the back bumper of Berner. Can't get it done just yet. A little further back, Steve Rogers and Brandon Zapier having a good battle here for that 4th spot. Rogers looking to the outside on Zapier. Can't do it just yet. But the 95 of Beecham getting to the inside. They can't do it either. They all settle back out. At 2 different battles, having to keep eyes on both places on track, Joe. But back up at that battle for 2nd. Michael Berner been holding off Chris Rogers. Chris Rogers actually over-rotated a little bit in 1 and 2. Play a lot, just a hair of ground there to Berner. But Berner doing a great job of staying in touch with Lawson here. Actually running faster laps than 6 at the moment. You can tell Chris Rogers just faster. He's just got to find a way around this 9-car.
Yeah, he is trying to get this thing figured out in this 00, trying to find a way
we
around.
got 2 cars around, Joe. The 11 of Mike Rogers, 95 of Beecham, but no caution, strangely enough. So we keep racing.
Okay.
Now this might actually be a bit of a stumbling point for Lawson, depending on how he catches this 11 car of Rogers, of Mike Rogers, I mean, just because a lot of Rogers out here. Just because now that car is going to be coming up on him quick. It's on bad tires because he went for a spin there. If he catches him at a weird spot, that's going to really hurt his lap time, and it's going to let Chris Rogers track him down pretty quickly. Because Chris Rogers to the inside of Michael Berner here. 3, 4, look at him go. Just slingshot right around that 9 machine there. Ran an absolute roaster of a lap there last time by. Actually closed the gap some on the 6 of Lawson while doing that. I think Chris Rogers' car is starting to come to life here, Joe, about midway through the run.
Yeah, Chris passes the birthday boy there and Michael Berner. Berner now resides in that 3rd position. See if Chris Rogers can hunt down this 6 of Kyle Lawson. Lawson didn't pit under that last caution, where I feel like a lot of these other drivers, well, they did. See how the tire strategy works. We talked with Lawson after the first race tonight. He wanted to play a different tire strategy in hindsight. Plays a different strategy in the 60-lapper. We'll see if this one pays off and gets him in victory lane after starting on the pole here this evening. Closing in on a lap traffic. That's the 11 of Mike Rogers.
Oh, Joe, it might actually be something for him to be concerned about, because Chris Rogers, right behind him about 2 laps ago, ran the fastest lap of anyone the entire race at a time of 16.283 seconds as these guys get on past the 11 of Mike Rogers. So that 00 car is definitely starting to get some speed here, but you can just visibly see it that Lawson is not able to maintain the gap that he had previously. Rogers is just slowly starting to trek him back in. The 6 had a much more of a gap on Burner there in the 9, and that was kind of helping him, having Burner in that second spot. But now that the 00 has kind of got clear sailings here, he's just able to put down these fast laps time after time here, slowly trying to reel in Kyle Lawson. But catching him is one thing. It's going to be a completely different kettle of fish you're shooting at to pass that leader, and that's a tough thing at a track like this. It's almost one lane to the point that, like, because as soon as you get into the back of him on these bank turns, that car's going for a spin.
Kettle of fish, that's a new one, Ricky. I don't think I've heard you say that one before.
Yeah, I should have said barrel of fish.
No, kettle's fine. Kettle's fine.
That's
sounds better.
We could do better, Joe. We can
No, I
always
think
do
kettle
better.
was good. Chris Rogers, though, he doesn't care about what we're talking about. He's trying to take the lead, trying to hunt down and get by Kyle Lawson in the 6. You're starting to see that 6 car just a little loose on corner exit, a little loose through the center, but this 00 is starting to go away too, Ricky. He's kind of gotten to about this, I don't know what you want to call it, maybe half a car length, full car length now, to the back bumper of the 6, and hasn't really been able to make any more inroads to
yeah, well,
to
this
the
is
inside.
the tricky part, and that's what I'm talking about, Joe, about the difficulty of passing him, is that I wouldn't call it dirty air, but the 00, as you see, really gets up to the back of the 6 of Lawson there. You kind of get into a headspace when you're racing at a track like this, especially when it's like banked like this and you're really throwing it into those turns, and you really can't slow up when you've committed to that going through the corner. That when you catch someone, especially when you're faster than them, you're kind of walking on eggshells, because the last thing you want to do is throw it into the turn, commit to it, and then accidentally send them around, because then you're going to have to start playing politician and figure out, start penning your apology. And you kind of saw it earlier when the 6 caught the 11, that he kind of started to check up a little bit there, just being behind him. And I think that's what you're seeing right now with Chris Rogers, is that he wants to get on past the 6 car, but he wants to do it clean. He doesn't want to mess up that 6 car. He doesn't want to make Lawson furious with him when we have 2 more nights of racing in 2 more races in each night there, as 00 Rogers actually catches the wall a little bit. So he's going to kind of bide his time, but hit the wall there last time by. That's going to let Lawson kind of get a little bit of a cushion here. But, Joe, on top of all of this, as we're discussing it, lap 48 to 60, they're getting close to the 10 to go here, so Chris Rogers really going to have to start leading on that. Maybe use up that wall a little bit more to see if he can get on by like Kyle Lawson quickly.
And working lap 49 here from New Smyrna. Second race of the night with the Trading Paint Dirt 55 series. Kyle Lawson, your pole sitter and your current race leader in the number 6. He finished second in our first race of the night. First race's winner, Chris Rogers in the 00, currently resides in second. So these two flip-flopping their positions as Lawson looks to try to hold off the 00, try to fend him off from getting a sweep here on night number 2. This time at the line, folks, it's going to be time for our TWB 10 to go. And on behalf of TWB, I'd like to remind you can head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com, because from porches to patios to more, for all of your outdoor lighting needs, they have you covered. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com, GardenLightsDirect.com, here on your TWB 10 to go. Closing stages of this race, Ricky. Things starting to ramp up. Fans are on their feet here in the grandstands. Coming up on lap traffic, that's the 95 of William Beecham. See how Lawson has to navigate this 95 car quick, because I think that 00 Chris Rogers, he's still just a hair quicker. Not enough. I don't know if he's got enough to make up the gap here without some help. Is the 95 going to stick to the bottom? Lawson going to have to look to the inside.
95's really going to hold him up, Joe. You saw he tried to move, but he couldn't get out of the way. Lawson really losing some lap time here. It's got to throw it in deep to the inside of Beecham. That's going to let Chris Rogers get right there, but Rogers gets into Beecham, trying to get on by him.
Beecham goes into the outside wall. We stay green. He stays going straight down the back straightaway. Lawson with 6 laps to go, this time at the line to match the door number on the side of that race car. Still your leader by about a car length and a half. Call it 2 this time down the back straightaway. Starting to stretch that lead a little bit here, Ricky, with coming to 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Rogers actually, I think that hurt his lap time more than Lawson, amazingly, trying to get by the 95 just because he made contact door-to-door with him. We'll see if he can do anything, but Lawson might have been saving something, too. Maybe he had something in the tank there he wasn't showing just yet. Some cards in his hand he was hiding, because he's definitely ran a faster lap last time compared to Rogers. Coming across the line here for 4 laps to go. Kyle Lawson still leading. Chris Rogers in that second spot. They're about even with each other, about a half-second gap, but Chris Rogers really trying to use up every inch of this racetrack, trying to get to Kyle Lawson.
You see the damage there on the right side of that race car after the contact with the number 95. A little bit of that Monster Energy black paint on the right rear quarter. There it is. Or I guess right in front of the right rear wheel. But 3 laps remain here from New Smyrna Speedway. It's Kyle Lawson looking for a win. 2 to go.
2 laps to go. Kyle Lawson is leading this show with Chris Rogers in second. Just expanding that gap to 0.75 seconds. Chris Rogers still there, but trying to keep with him. But Kyle Lawson in a league of his own right now.
He sees the white flag. 1 lap to go here in race number 2 of our night number 2. It's Kyle Lawson with the lead down the back straightaway. He'll go into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. He's stretched the lead here in the closing stages of this race. Drifts up the track a little bit. He'll win his second race of the week. Kyle Lawson takes home the checkered flag. Michael Berner going to come home in third with Chris Rogers in second. And Kyle Lawson takes home his second win of the week. Ricky, after tonight, that's cementing him on top of the point standings.
That is definitely going to help him with the point standings. A complete sweep tonight for Kyle Lawson.
No, not a complete sweep.
Of tonight.
Not of tonight.
He won both races.
He did not.
Did he?
He burns it down for the fans. Kyle Lawson, your race 2 winner. So we'll talk with him here in mere moments. We'll talk with our second place finisher. Here is your race 1 winner, Chris Rogers in the 00. We'll also talk with birthday boy third place finisher Michael Berner here in mere moments. Race 1 results going to be on your screen. Race 2 coming in mere moments. Again, folks, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. We're going to talk with our top 3 finishers here in a couple seconds. Get you results. Mike Rogers and Tate Dorsey both retire and do not finish the race here tonight. So only 6 of our 8 starters bring it home at the end of things. Already see Tate saying that tomorrow's going to be redemption night for him. Great little second race to cap off the night, Ricky.
Great little second race indeed. A lot of fun. And I hope everyone at home enjoyed that, because I had a lot of fun. Joe, did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun, Ricky.
We're going to talk to the winner now.
Oh, yeah?
All right?
Yeah?
Why'd you say it like that? Am I missing something?
No? I don't... Ricky, I don't know what you're talking about, man. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Are you going crazy?
I might be, Joe.
All right, well, results coming here in a couple seconds. Before we get those, we talk with our top 3 finishers one more time. Let's get a word from our friends at AutoSim2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim2. All right, so results on your screens at home, folks. We're going to go ahead and start by dialing up our race winner. He's the driver of the number 6. He finished second in race number 1. He won last night. Now he wins again in the main event tonight. Kyle Lawson. Kyle, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, well, you said a little bit longer race, a little more in your wheelhouse. 55 of 60 laps led. Dominate this second race of the night. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good. And I didn't know about that last decision of staying out. I knew Chris got tires. Mikey got tires, and pretty much the whole field but me, I felt like. And then I said, I got to run as soon as the green flag drops on that last caution. And I took off, and I was hoping that they wouldn't catch me. And if they did, they wouldn't have anything left by the time they got to me. And that strategy played out.
We saw an interesting moment there coming down to the end of the race with the 95 of William Beecham. Obviously, he's going a lap down. He's fighting to try to stay on the lead lap. A little slow on corner exit, then you got to get trapped behind him. Were you at that point thinking, oh, shoot, this might be the moment where this 00 gets by, or how did you stay calm behind the wheel?
I stay calm behind the wheel at this point. Some guys will get worked up, but I stay pretty calm at that, and hoping he'll give a lane to let the leaders through. And if not, I still look at it as he's racing for position. He's racing to stay on lead lap. He has every right to be where he's at. So you got to find a way around him, and hopefully you do it faster or fast enough so that way the guy behind you doesn't catch you or ends up passing you and then passing him. So it's definitely a strategy game once you come to lap cars. I don't expect them to move out of the way by any means. I take pride in racing guys, and they do too. So they have all the right to be there.
Well, Kyle, again, fantastic results tonight. 2 poles, a race win, and a second-place finish. Congratulations once again on a successful night 2 here from New Smyrna. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Again, got a lot of great partners on that number 6. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yep. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming out and putting this on. With 2 races tonight, hopefully it was some action-packed racing. I want to shout out to Track Connections and Chris Rogers and all that they do for the league, and hopefully we pull some more guys. Always looking for new guys to come in. We're always willing to share information and pass along the history of racing here at Excel, and new guys are always welcome, and we will help you get to where a lot of us are at. So come on out and join the fun.
Well, Kyle, again, cannot thank you enough for your time after this one. Again, congratulations on the win here in race number 2, and good luck throughout the rest of the week.
Thank you. See you guys.
Kyle Lawson, he's the driver number 6. He's your race winner here tonight in our second feature of the evening. Let's go ahead and bring in our second-place finisher. He's the driver of the 00. He was your winner in race 1. He's your second-place finisher here in race 2. Chris Rogers. Chris, you got a copy?
Hey, I got you.
All right, second place run. We saw doing everything you could to get around that 6-car late. Was there anything you think you could have done different there? I know lap traffic came into play late there with the 95, obviously. I think probably caught him at not the right time. Ricky and I were talking about that. What more could you have done to maybe get around that 6?
Honestly, nothing really. We tried to play the tire strategy game, kind of like Kyle did in the first race, and the tire fall off was so much worse than the modified. So by the time I got to him, my 4 stick is pretty much equalized to his used tires we were on, and I can get to him, and that's all I could do with him. I didn't have enough to make a move on him. It did get a little sketchy there when we caught the back of Beecham. Not sure what direction he was going to go, but as Kyle just said, he's got every right to race the leaders and try to stay on the lead lap. He's racing for position just like the 2 of us were. But overall, it was still a really good night to come out with a win in the second place, and again, it was another really good points nice. And as long as I can keep that that 6-car pretty close going into Thursday night, we should have a pretty good shot at championship.
Obviously, you and this 00 team going to be elevated up to second in the points. Kyle's still going to maintain that lead. When you're looking, we're halfway through things. It sounds like, from the tone of your voice, you're feeling pretty good about where you sit in the points. But what about these next 2 nights do you think needs to go maybe a little different for you and this 00 team to try to claim that crown at the end of the week?
We just need to have just a little bit better track position than Kyle does. You know, if we could put both cars in victory lane tomorrow night, it'll definitely give us a boost going into Thursday night's 100 lapper. You know, but it's like anything, you know, the cards and everything has to fall into place. The race has to go my way, and you know, if he has some bad luck, that'll be even, you know, that'll be even better for my point situation. I don't want to see him see anything like that happen. You know, I enjoy racing Kyle. You know, we get a really good relationship on and off the racetrack. We race each other hard, you know, but we race each other clean. But you know, he's definitely the car to beat. He's really tough every track that we go to, you know, and like I said in the first race, in the night that you can go out and beat Kyle Lawson, you had a really good night.
Well, Chris, again, a fantastic night here tonight. Also, you're getting a compliment in chat for your accent from Derek. Congratulations on the second place run here. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity, as we did last night, too, at the end, talked about having the admin and the driver hat on. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Again, these Dover Breaking Clutch guys have put two really good race cars on the racetrack for the night, so can't thank the crew and, again, Dover Breaking Clutch for bringing two really good cars to the racetrack tonight. Greatly appreciate all of their hard work. Got to thank all my guys here. You know, I enjoy racing with each and every one of them. We all have a really good relationship with each other. You know, and it's nice to see new cars start to come to the front. You know, William Beecham had a really good qualifying run and had a really good run throughout the race. Like I said, Brian Zapier has definitely stepped his game up, and you know, any new drivers who want to join the league or interested in joining the league, you know, we could definitely help step your game up as well. You know, and try to get anybody up over that hump that they're missing just that little bit. We enjoy competition over here just as much as the next guy, and we got no problem helping people to be competitive and to be successful in online racing. I got to thank you guys again. A great show the last couple nights. You know, thank you for everything that you guys do to showcase what we do here at XL Racing. Can't thank you guys enough. Got to thank everybody that came to the racetrack and tuned in to watch the broadcast tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show the last couple of nights. We got two more nights of action-packed racing, so hopefully you guys can make it the next couple nights. Greatly appreciate it. Got to thank Andrew over at Track Connection Streamline Graphics again for everything that he's done. Got to give a shout out to our buddies Dano and Kenny Shipley. We missed them both dearly. Wish they were both still out here with us. But we continue to race on in their memory and can continue their legacy here at XL Racing. If anybody is interested in joining us, simply go to our homepage, www.xlracing.net. Click the rules page. Click on the rules tab. Read through the rules all the way at the bottom of that page. It gives you everything you need to do to apply and register to come race with us. Again, if you're interested, simply shoot me an email, contact me, let me know. Also, you can follow along on our Facebook page, XL Racing in 2003. So, again, we got 2 more nights of racing left and see if we can't pull out another couple wins here.
Well, Chris, as always, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us, for bringing us out to these races. And again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight, and good luck throughout the rest of the week.
Thank you very much, guys.
Chris Rogers, driver of the 00, your second place finisher here and your race 1 winner from New Smyrna Beach. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 9, Michael Berner. And Michael, little birdie told me you're celebrating a birthday today. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Well, happy birthday. I know you I'm assuming you asked for a win tonight. The guys didn't give it to you, though, did they?
No, not really, but as last night went, I guess I'll take it. Can't really catch a break.
I was gonna ask you about that, because how hard is it? Because I know there's a lot of frustration that starts to seep in. You had a great run going last night, and then just No fault of your own with all of those incidents. Just a lot of stuff going wrong at the wrong time. First race tonight kind of goes the same, and then here in this the second race, you rally up, you get the third place run that you deserved last night, if not a win. How do you kind of keep a smile on your face, maybe keep some positive momentum going out throughout the rest of this week after kind of a tough start these first couple nights?
You basically just got to go into tomorrow night with a fresh head, basically. Basically just try to find more speed in the car and make my job a little bit easier.
When you look ahead to tomorrow night, what are you looking for to maybe be your opportunity to cut into that lead that Kyle and Chris are going to have on the rest of the field?
Basically just to make my car a little bit better, to help capitalize on their mistakes, baby, and just stay with them a little bit better.
Well, Michael, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Happy birthday as well. We won't sing happy birthday to you. Bristol says we have the feds are outside telling us we can't sing, but before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Again, you got a lot of great partners, great league here at Excel. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
First off, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Big Brother and Big Sisters. I would like to thank Andrew Hertz at Track Connection. I would like to thank you guys for putting the broadcast together for us. And I would like to thank Chris Rogers for giving us a place to race.
Well, Michael, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Cannot thank you enough for your time, and good luck throughout the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Michael Berner, driver the number 9. He's your third place finisher here tonight in our second feature with the Trading Paints Dirt 55 series. Ricky, I mean, that good little night of racing. We're going to do it again tomorrow night. Are you looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to it. Should be a fun time. We had a fun time here tonight, and I think it's just going to keep continuing.
More great racing on tap throughout the week here from New Smyrna Speedway. We'll have points updates for you tomorrow as well. You're going to be looking forward to this championship, this battle. It's coming down to the 0, and 6. That's what we're trending towards. We'll have to see how things shake out going into Thursday night after tomorrow night's dual feature night of racing here on JTN from New Smyrna Speedway. Remember, folks, you can follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or right here on YouTube. You can head on over to JTN2 for all of our non-live content, like the Fake Racers podcast. We're posting shorts here on our main JTN channel. As YouTube's kind of starting to push the shorts feed, check those out. They're all a good source for different highlights from broadcasts to kind of see what maybe you missed. If you missed the broadcast live, you can always watch them back here. Got an expansive library of NR 2003 online races that you can check out right here on our channel again at JoeTowNetwork. With all that being said, though, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. A big thank you, as always, has to go out to Chris Rogers, his entire team here at Excel Racing. Remember, if you want to join, you can go to excelracing.net to find out more. Scroll to the bottom of the page and contact Chris to get signed up and get racing here with some of, if not the best short track racers in all of NR 2003. With all that being said, though, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the ride and a wrecking behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won a Daytona in a 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Cinder and Bordeaux for
contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack